So how does sleep and circadian rhythm have a role to play in weight management and fat loss? Well, first we have to understand that this process called circadian rhythm is highly regulated by key hormones in the body. And these hormones actually tell the systems in the body what to do based on what time of day it is. And how does the body know what time of day it is? Well, one of the ways that the circadian clock works is based off light. Here this morning, there's lots of light obviously coming in from the sun, and there's a fly attacking my head right now. But the light actually enters in through the eye, and these ganglion cells in the eye are actually, they don't really help us see that well, but they are very sensitive to light. And those ganglion cells take in the light, and they actually tell a part of the hypothalamus in the brain that there's lots of light coming in. Well, that part in the hypothalamus, the suprasporadic nucleus, tells the pineal gland when to release hormones and what hormones to release. So, for instance, there's lots of light coming in right now from the sun. That's telling my brain to tell my pineal gland to release adrenaline and cortisol because it is daytime and I need to get up and get moving. It's not telling my brain to release lots of melatonin, which would help put me to sleep and take me through my sleep cycles. But one other key role, that neurotransmitter that is produced by lots of light, is serotonin. And serotonin makes us feel really, really good, regulates our mood, regulates our libido, regulates our appetite, and it's highly correlated with the sun. There's lots of studies on this. This is why if you go to the lake or you go to the beach, generally your mood is elevated, your energy is good. And then how do you sleep at the end of that day? Well, you sleep really, really good. And the reason why is because melatonin is created from lots of serotonin. So when we have lots of serotonin based on light, based on our nutrition, then we also do not waste that serotonin at the end of the day. We convert it to melatonin. This is actually a lot of the reason why the nutrition side of things, why someone can develop a serotonin deficiency and have depression if they're not converting their vitamins and minerals and amino acids, specifically tryptophan, into serotonin. We'll save that for another video. So how does this circadian rhythm play into our weight management and our fat loss goals? Well, one of the reasons, there's many, but one of them is a key role in sleep. So if light is heavily correlated with how our hormones regulate our awakefulness and our sleepfulness, then we have to pay attention to this cycle, because if we're not sleeping good, we are creating lots of cortisol, and cortisol raises blood glucose, and raising blood glucose actually diminishes our ability to utilize fat stores. If there's lots of blood glucose in the blood, the body won't upregulate a whole lot of fat burning because it has to burn through that glucose. Glucose is actually toxic in high elevations. This is why a diabetic will develop diabetic neuropathy. When the blood glucose is so high, their limbs will actually start rotting off. So going back to high glucose, if we have high cortisol from not enough sleep or too much artificial light that's not allowing our melatonin to get up high enough, then we can get a dysregulated circadian rhythm, and then we can also have too much body fat and too much stress hormone cortisol. So why do I bring all this up? Well, I think it's really important to not only manage your blood glucose, but to also manage your cortisol and your stress, and to make sure that your sleep is on point. So too much artificial light at night is coming in through the eyes, just like this sunlight behind me is. It's coming in through the eyes, and it's telling the body to not produce melatonin, but to produce more cortisol and more adrenaline. This keeps you up late. Some people think that they're night owls, and maybe that's the case, maybe it isn't. Maybe they're just in front of their devices that are putting off a whole lot of blue light, and that's keeping them up until their body is finally sleepy enough to where they finally pass out 1 or 2 or 3 in the morning. So again, this is really important when we talk about balancing circadian rhythm, making sure that we arise with the sun, we go to bed with the sun, we manage our blood glucose, we manage our stress. It's tons of studies have correlated this, that the less that you sleep, the worse that your blood glucose management is. The people that have tested in these studies, the highest for high blood glucose, type 2 diabetes, stress-related illnesses, hypertension, high cholesterol, all the metabolic syndromes that we see are shift workers. Why is that? Because they are awake all night long when it's dark, and then when it's light outside, they're trying to go to bed, they're trying to go to sleep. And so they're not going through their proper sleep cycles with deep sleep and REM sleep and light sleep. And so this is throwing off the body's circadian rhythm, it's throwing off blood glucose, and lo and behold, they run into not only weight problems, but metabolic syndrome problems. And this is what we see so prevalent in society today. So I think it's really important to know that our bodies were designed and created to actually rise with the sun and go to sleep with the sun. So what are some ways that we can manage our light exposure better? Well, one thing is to get out in natural light first thing in the morning. Take in that light, and that regulates and sets that clock for the day on when to release those hormones. Maybe it's just taking the dogs for a walk in the sunshine in the morning. Even if it's not sunny outside, get outside and take the dogs for a walk, even in the overcastness. But the other thing to do is to limit blue light exposure at night. So this could be turning off your tablet or your phone an hour and a half before bed, dimming the house lights and sitting with some candles for an hour before bed. That darkness in the room, again, goes through the ganglion cells in the eyes and tells the brain to start producing melatonin. This will get you ready for bed. So there's nothing wrong with dimming the house lights, getting off your devices, and sitting in darkness before bed and conversing with the ones you love. Reading a book, sitting in front of some candles, sit outside and enjoy the breeze before bed. These things will dramatically increase your sleep cycles, and they'll make you wake up feeling refreshed and regenerated. And I promise you, these are some of the key factors that you will include in with your nutrition, with your exercise, with your stress management, that will help you reach your goals, whether it be fat loss or longevity or performance, whatever those goals may be. So hope this helps. For more information on circadian rhythm or serotonin or melatonin or any of those questions, feel free to email me at musclesandveggies, all one word, musclesandveggies@gmail.com, and visit musclesandveggies.com for more information. Thanks for watching.